That's the guy with the little legs. That's Enrique's. That's, that's Fetus Legs. So I don't know what's going on here. Fetus Legs is out here watching over a block. They got something going on up there. Oh, I see it's taped up. Let's go find out. They're blocking traffic, but they're not stopping pedestrians. I'll come check on Fetus Legs in a while. A little while. Fetus Legs is involved with a stop where they stopped the bus, said a woman was being robbed. It was a white lady with a black husband. They told them that they were married and she wasn't being robbed. They kept them handcuffed for like another 8, 9 minutes. So let's see what's going on here. I see stuff like this usually means standoff. I just happened to be walking outside my house, saw the helicopter. Let me clean my lens a little bit. So I'm guessing it's some sort of standoff. What happened? What's going on, bro?
How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
My neighbor, he's insane.
What are you doing? What happened?
2 houses down, he's a crackhead. He's always causing problems, but I guess he tried to break into his car and took some stuff out, and then he's walking around with like garden scissors, threatening people.
Man. Is like.
And he said he had a weapon.
Now he's barricaded his house. He says he had a gun.
Is it like drug crazy or just crazy
He's
crazy?
schizophrenic.
Oh.
He gets arrested.
I think it's
it's
honestly
both.
he's schizophrenic. That's what one of the cops said. And he's constantly off his meds.
Yeah, this happens like every weekend.
Really?
He gets arrested, and then he comes right back.
Man, how long has he been here for?
Since before we got here. I think he's been here like 6 years. His house is getting foreclosed, but he's still stuck here.
Oh wow, so that could be an ugly scene at the end.
Yeah. But surprisingly, it's the first time this has all happened. So.
The helicopter and everything. You know, all it takes is them talking about a weapon, and then you're gonna get this response.
Yeah.
And I bet you when they got this call, they heard the address. Deep down inside, most of them are saying, "Oh man, not again."
Yeah, half these guys know. I was just talking to him, like, you guys just take it for good now? He goes, I wish. And you see when cops does the same thing, they're like, until he actually does something that's worth keeping him in, because he just makes threats and yells and he screams and he throws shit. So he'll get arrested for like a few days and then they let him out.
Does he ever make any threats towards Cherokee? Because I see somebody keeps on calling in calls
Probably.
that there's a robbery at the parking lot at the parking lot at DeLongclay Park, which there isn't a parking lot at DeLongclay Park, and that's been coming in time after time.
Honestly, he doesn't. No, he walks down that way sometimes, but mainly he goes this way and he walks up this street and yells at this whole apartment over here. He never really does anything though. That's the thing. He just yells and throws stuff and makes threats. But today I guess he opened their trunk, and these guys are Airbnbs, and they just got pissed off. And then he was in their yard like garden scissors.
Yeah. How long do these things usually last for?
An hour. I think this is the longest one so far.
It's been going on for a while.
Last time he was in there with some crackhead that comes into Body Energy Club all the time.
Yeah.
He went all the way down to Hollywood, found some dude. They went into their house for like an hour. Both came out with underwear and no t-shirts, and they were walking up and down screaming, calling everybody names and stuff. So the cops came, arrested him.
What does this guy look like? I wonder if I've seen him before.
He's like a tall, tan, gray hair.
Older? Younger?
I'd say like late 40s, mid 40s. Mexican dude, super skinny. He's got like piercing crackhead eyes.
I don't know.
He honestly doesn't leave this area very much. He doesn't go all the way down to Hollywood very often.
Does he come out usually? Do they have to come in and get him?
When the cops are here, he hides. He stays in his house.
How far back? All the way down the fountain?
Okay, if you go inside your house, you can stay there. Leave your house in there, so park the car. But if you want to go inside,
I mean, do I really have to go? I'm not going all the way down the fountain. Where you setting up? Where you setting up the tape at? They talking about back up. I'm not backing up. Well, y'all live over there? Oh.
Can I go to my ID at the house? What's that? Can I go to my ID at the house?
I mean, he wants to back up. I'll back up for him. Talented. So it's a stand-up. Essentially, these guys claim he's got a weapon. They're eventually going to push me back, but for now, I'm going to stay right here. If they try to push me back too far, I'm going to make a big deal about it. So apparently the guy's schizophrenic. They're going to push this back eventually. You know this guy? It's been going on. I heard it's been going on there quite a bit. Where you live over here?
I live across the street over here, so I see it all. I'm on the fifth floor, so
This happens.
lighting fires.
Lighting fires.
Everything. He goes around and assaults people. He's been arrested a few times, and they just release him. It's just constant.
Is he on medication?
He's taking a lot of meth.
Well, that doesn't help then. Yeah, that's not a good medication.
That's his medication.
So you trapped from getting to your apartment now?
What's that?
Can you get to your apartment now, or you blocked it?
I can literally go all the way around and like go to the side.
Has there ever been an inconvenience where you can't get home and stuff like that? They shut down. Because sometimes I see that, like especially north of Hollywood Boulevard, they shut them down. They shut down for 2-3 hours, and they can't get in 9 o'clock at night. But yeah, usually SWAT teams they'll come with like 8 dogs.
They were trying to go in this place, then he said, I have guns. So that's when they said, all right.
Yeah, they're gonna pull him out. Yeah, they're gonna pull him out. I mean, they're getting them all geared up. Another day in Hollywood. I mean, this is Good Morning Hollywood. So anyway, he's barricaded in there, claiming he has guns or whatnot. They say he's got mental health problems and he's on drugs.
Where's the question? Ask question. Hey.
I don't know what's going on. Looks like they're getting ready to either go in.
This is a real fucking standoff in LA.
Bro, this is all the time. You not from here?
No, we got the Airbnb. He do this all the time.
It's not. Well, I mean, apparently, supposedly what I'm hearing, yeah. But this is all the time in Hollywood anyway, all over the place.
Is it?
Where you from?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, man. This is like TV. You getting some entertainment, free entertainment right now. This won't even be included in your bill, man. This is just free. Early morning. So they're giving orders to him to come out. Who knows what they're gonna do? I'm just gonna zoom in. I know my hand looks shaky, but that's what happens when you zoom on it. So they originally want me to move all the way back to the end of the block, but that ain't happening. Oh man, my girlfriend's texting me, but I can't answer that right now. Making sure everybody catches this action. Anyway, got the helicopter overhead. Why? I have no idea. Oh, you ain't this guy. He ain't going nowhere. Or maybe he'll lift up tape on. Oh, he's letting know. So this is another standoff. And so apparently they're waiting for a SWAT team, from what I hear. They're probably bringing dogs. I don't understand why the helicopter is here. I don't feel it's helpful. You from here? You live over here? So my general feeling is, quite honestly, I don't know what his mental health condition is. He could be, they say he's on drugs and they say he's schizophrenic too. There's a lot of resources being used right now. I don't know what he's been offered and he's denied it. If he's been offered help and denied it, there's not much you can do, right? I mean, what can you do? But if you can never claim that we don't have enough resources to get the guy help. Because look at how many resources are being used out right now. I imagine there are 20 cops on this block or up and down this block with a helicopter, just burning fuel overhead, with a SWAT team on its way, which is like coming 6 to 8 cars. They're coming from, I believe, they're downtown in Metro. So they're flying on the 101 freeway. It's a lot of resources. I'm gonna go talk to this lady. She knows this guy really well.
Yes, we go with the doggy, we saw stones on you, and they call the police, he's running after girls with stones, and the police come, take him, he's back next day. That's the rules here in Los Angeles. It's crazy. It's crazy, every day, every 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah. Every 2 or 3 days with him?
Yes, every time another. He paint the cars for the neighbors. So if you're a neighbor, you're afraid to park here. You don't park here because he's crazy.
He's
Wait,
running.
he paints your car?
Yes.
Yes,
Huh.
because he don't want you to park. You are lucky he only throw the things. And they call the police, and the police come, take him, and they get it.
Is it mental health or is it drugs?
Mental health and
And drugs.
Both.
He was normal before.
We need to change the leadership.
Okay.
He's out because they don't put him
only 24
Where should he
hours.
Where should he go? He should go to jail long term or mental health.
Mental health for a long time.
Mental health for a long
How
time.
every day he
But they don't keep him. They don't keep them. At 24
I don't think
hours,
he.
they release
Yeah,
them.
for
So
yeah.
we have to move the
So they do a 51-50 hold at best, and that's
yes,
like 2
yes,
days, and then they have to
and
really.
he's back here.
Does he take his medication?
We don't know, maybe not.
Sometimes 3 days he take the
And he
medication.
seems okay during that
Yes,
time.
and then boom,
No,
back.
it's not okay later.
Now he came with wine to give neighbors and this and
After this, like regret.
regret, and then it's boom, go
Oh, he
back
has
to
regret.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. You don't know what he's doing. It's really crazy. And he became, he's talking not nice. You're Jewish, a dirty Jewish. And he was talking with him before years ago nicely. So I don't know what happened.
He's been here a long time.
Yes.
So a long time ago, he was kind of
It was
normal.
normal. Last year it became something happened to him. We don't know what. So at the beginning, the neighbor feel very sorry for him. I said, call the family. And
Does he have family?
yes, in Texas or Arizona, I don't remember.
Oh man.
So the family come from time to time, but he's in adult, they cannot do nothing to him.
How old is he? 40, 50?
Maybe 40? 40? Come on, 40?
Around 40 years.
He was normal before. When he was talking with you, he was nice.
He came to me to help him for foreclosure.
He's being foreclosed on. So when he's removed from the house, what's going to happen then? He might go really crazy, or
I don't know what will happen. Who knows what will happen with him?
uh,
But the bank is now in trouble because he's crazy. I don't think they can kick him out. I don't know what will
But he
happen.
put no parking. You see?
oh, so he put that there.
You live here?
I live on the other side of Highland.
So when they park, I was, wow, somebody park here. So I thought it's not a neighbor because the neighbor will never park it. They know he will pay the car.
Oh,
And
see,
you cannot talk with him. It's not like a normal person that you can scream on him. Nothing.
yeah.
You can do nothing.
There's got to be a better answer than this, though,
No,
right?
but you know how many times it happened?
I
Maybe it's
know.
too much. Like every few days, they take it, he's back. They take it, he's back. For 2 days it's quiet, and then it's all the neighbors' house. Now the neighbors are even afraid that he will see them, because if he see them, he will go to their car. you know?
Yeah. So, thank you. So they're gonna push us back a block. And quite honestly, when that happens, there's not much for me to see. I mean, listen, there's really no reason for me to move back a block, but I'm just gonna back up a little bit. And there's really no reason to have that helicopter here. So they said that the guy needs mental health help. Um, they want him taken away. I understand the frustration, you know. Somebody's causing this.
Maybe they told them that he has a gun or something. So they're afraid, but usually they are not afraid. They take him, and that's all. Only today is the big.
Today's a.
And then they will take him, and tomorrow he's here again.
Okay, the police asked us to stay there.
All right, be careful out here.
Yes.
Thank you.
When they start bullet shooting, the police will kill you.
I know. That's why I have a nice, bright target on. You take care. Anyway, so I got to go back here and hang out with. That's for him. Has that ever happened? The helicopter ever been out here for him before? Yeah. Okay. So they're giving orders for him to come out. It's never good. But honestly, he's saying, from what I heard from somebody else, he was saying that he has a weapon. You have to bear with me. I have to zoom all the way just to get a view. And honestly, they're going to push him back even further. I mean, I could probably get some of these people what's going on, Lawrence, Anthony. I could probably get somebody to let me go on the property, but let's see what this guy does with the yellow dude. Guy is standoff. A guy says he has a weapon or something. Some guy, they say he does this all the time, kind of, or he always causes problems. And I guess they came to arrest him, and he said that he had a weapon. So, it's Hollywood. You take care, man. Ah, so I gotta walk back to this bullshit. So honestly, I'm not gonna be able to see anything. I'll go over here and pick on a couple of these cops. Let's go talk to Fetus Legs Enriquez for a second. He made a big deal about trying to get a mask on once. Who's this guy? So this is my view of the scene. Won't be able to see shit. If they start shooting, I might be able to hear something. Now, if they push me back any further, then that's ridiculous, right? Because they have the initial crime scene up tape up there, and they have this perimeter way back here. And then you zoom out. This is what it normally looks like. This is how far away I am. Are they going in? It looks like somebody's walking inside. They're going in. Let's see if I hear any pops. Enriquez right here on YouTube posted a video, like I was saying, of where they stopped a black guy and a white woman. Thought he was supposedly robbing her. They told him, the cops, that he was not robbing the white lady. That is her husband. What's up, honey? And they kept him handcuffed for like another 8-9 minutes and put him before they finally unhandcuffed him. So I had to tell him about himself, his little skinny ass legs. He's hiding behind the other side of the car now. So I mean, he dipped behind over there now. There he is. Did my background check on him. That's the thing about these cops. Like, I found out that the LA Times reported that they were monitoring my Twitter account, my social media, forwarding. It's about to be a fight. She wants to go home. They say you can't. Let's see what happens. She just wants to go home. She goes right there. They won't let her. Like literally, she wants to go to that first place right there. They all the way down the street. They all the way down there. She just wants to go home. She could be locked out of her place for the next fucking hour or something. They're just being extra. She just wants to go home. She went for a little walk, comes home. Next thing you know, she's locked off a block. But she's right though. They're the biggest fucking drama queens. She just wants to go right there. Right there. Look, there. She wants to go right there. They're way down here. She just wants to go right there. They would have shot me for fucking going inside the perimeter. I'm telling you, cops have control freaks, man. She just wants to go home. They're spending all this time. Why don't you just escort her right there? They are literally way down there. I mean, they have a helicopter, right? These streets are completely surrounded. The house is surrounded. Everything. They got a helicopter in case what? He gets a foot chase. I mean, maybe they want to see what he's doing in the backyard or whatnot. All right, I suppose they probably have people in his backyard. All they're doing right now is waiting for the SWAT team to come. They're gonna come with the dogs. They'll be screaming down the street. Anyway, they say it happens all the time. So it was essentially a mental health call or narcotics call. You know, I don't know what the answer is. I know there's a ton of resources being used. Niggas fucking with her. Watch him relent at a certain point. Let's go see it.
Here's the problem. Well, because you left, and we're not letting you back in. Okay.
She's right. I mean, you're so right. It doesn't make sense. They will escort her out. Right, because they wouldn't say you can't come out of your house. They say you can leave your house and come out. But if she could by her just going over there, somehow it's a risk for her. Makes no sense.
Do you want me to answer you? Would you like me to answer? Because I'm not standing in the block. I'm standing here. Because if you get out, you're gonna hear what I say. You're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. Again, I'm standing in this corner, walking out to the street, coming into the street. I'm not standing mid-block where you could have been coming out of. Okay? I can't put an officer in front of every building to escort them out. So if you leave, if your goal is to protect me as a citizen, you're telling me you're not going to take me to my that's not okay. But if I would have come out right now in this situation, nobody would have protected me. Here's the problem. That makes no sense. But again, we're not standing. You can't pick and choose. I can't not even asking anybody if I can go through because I see my face.
There's two of these guys. They can't take one.
I don't need to ask you because if I don't, because it's closed. Yes, it's closed. I'm following orders.
But you understand that.
I understand it. I know it's an inconvenience. I know it's an inconvenience. But if I do that to you, then if I have to do this,
you ask your supervisor,
my supervisor's tied up on this. He's got no time. That's cool.
Ask him right there. Ask Enriquez. Enriquez can do it. I mean, I know he's got those little skinny legs, but he can walk that far. We're talking about like 60 feet. He can escort her home. Come on now. Come on now.
But here's the thing.
They're tied up with no one. There's nothing around. There's nothing going on. Just let her go home. You guys are gonna be here for an hour. Look, she can come out. She can come out right there. She can come out right there, but she can't go home.
She leaves the area. She can't come back in.
This is like these lunkheads are something else. Their reasoning makes no sense. She's just trying to go less the distance than that lady is away. Can she go back in her residence? It makes none. They don't want her going in because they're worried she may get shot. But her going to the taking her dogs to the bathroom is a different story.
That's fine. She has a dog. She's protected.
So she told her to go back in. But I'm talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You don't have to talk to me. I'm not talking to you. I'm making comments. Do whatever you want.
Just out of spite.
Yeah, honestly though, I think that's kind of reckless to have. You see that your body cam? Why do you have that hanging from your body cam? It's kind of dangerous. Because it could flap over, it could snag. I don't think it's a good place to have. Yeah, a mask hanging from
I know the guy down there that's doing this. You know, he's got a dog. I was just wondering if you guys, because if you guys gonna take the dog to the pound, like I could take care of the dog. Because I'm pretty sure I know who's over there. But I don't know if you guys.
I'm assuming he's well known in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, Renee's. I've known him for like 7 years.
Oh, so it's a known person. They already have them in custody, but nobody's allowed to go in because you're protecting us.
So I don't know if you guys find that he's got a dog there. I don't know. So
If it's him, then I'll let you know. But
yeah.
Yes, people will come.
get his information, and we'll pass it down over there.
Yeah, I can give you guys my number if you want. Yeah, just because I don't like I usually hey take care of his dog. I don't want his dog.
So getting back to you, you guys always have your body cams falling off. You're hanging something from your body cam that can potentially snag and rip your body cam off. You don't think that's sort of reckless?
This tiny mask is gonna.
Well, I mean, it snags. Yeah, those things fall off all the time in incidents. You trying to say? I mean, do you think that's a proper place to put a mask? You have a utility belt with a million little compartments that you can put it, but you have to have it on your body cam. Hey, it's a decoration, right? It's your little bling, right?
It's an initial one, just in case.
Also, your truck is parked outside.
Okay. Yeah, and it could go over your body cam too. It could flap over. I mean, what? Yeah. Okay, sure.
Look, I'm showing you.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't work.
And what if you were on the ground on top of somebody?
What if a plane crashes?
Well, I know, but how about we can avoid all that by getting rid of it? I'm going to write you up. I am going to write you up, Mr. Pete. Let me get your card when you're done. I want your card. Because, that's very much against LAPD policy. You're not supposed to have anything hanging from your body cam.
Mask, sir. It's not even.
Doesn't matter if it's a mask. Doesn't matter if it's a necklace. Doesn't matter if it's a handkerchief. Doesn't matter if it's some jewelry. Doesn't matter. You cannot have it
It's
hanging
not
from
blocking
it.
my camera.
Well, I'm still going to, I want that body cam. You know what we're going to do? We'll let Internal Affairs decide. And Sergeant Chow, let them decide. Good. On top of it, that means with the hearing, you have to have lawyers involved, which your union pays for. But I like sucking away their money. So if I can get 500 or 600 of you guys in front of a complaint board with your unions paying for it, that's a lot of money. I'm doing a public service by defunding a union. And this guy's got something right next to his camera and think, what could possibly go wrong? See this guy? He's a field training officer, P3. I can't wait. He's the guy who goes around and trains all the rookies. And look what he's doing. He can't even get in policy. Okay.
I have a mask hanging on my.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have anything hanging on it. It's just really that simple.
Behind it, that's not blocking it.
You are not supposed to have anything hanging on your body cam. Hey, you can argue that with, your chief. I'm going to send it to Michael Moore today. I'm going to ask for a direct comment from him. He usually does. And then his little skinny legs over here. This guy skips leg day all the time. He's got to stop skipping leg day. Come on now, you know it's true.
What part?
Huh?
What part?
What part what?
Which part? You said what's true? You asked me if you know it's true.
Oh, he's got to stop skipping leg day.
Let's go in and out. What's the last one of this incident?
So, Michael Moore, do you think it's acceptable to have officers wearing masks on their body camera? Hey, LAPD Commission, Bonner, Briggs, Kalanche, what do you think? What about you, Soboroff? What about you, Decker?
They're not tough. They're just.
He is a little sensitive and defensive.
If the guy was running.
At the end of the day, I'm right, though.
They know where he is. They know that he's scared.
What's up, man? Huh? Yeah. Takes him a long time to write his name, right? It always amazes me how long it takes.
I have an emergency in the building. I'm the manager of the building, and I'm right now with the person you let in before. I have an emergency in the building, and I need to go into the building.
I mean, there's people walking behind the line all over the place. Look, she's walking behind the line.
Everybody's walking
Come
behind
on
the line.
now.
I need to get there and to help my technician. He has issues. He cannot get into the so I cannot. This is
Can I get something from my supervisor?
then speak to your supervisor. Just ask him. Try and ask him.
Which I will.
But did you try? What is that?
Who's the supervisor for this incident?
I don't know, man. Off the top of my head.
What's the name? Listen, I know that I'm not. That you're not trying, but you're not trying to help me as well because you're not checking with anybody and you're not talking to anybody. You're just saying you flat no. And my building is right here. It's number 49 and 47. You see me walking in. I'm explaining to you that I'm a manager. You're gonna see me walking in. That's what I'm saying. If you're concerned about my safety, you'll see me walking in. So please ask someone.
He's still writing.
I manage the building. My AC guy is stuck over there. And we do have him.
Just needed your name and serial, man. I need all that.
I don't want to make your life any harder, but ask someone. You're not
Yeah,
just
sure,
saying.
Best sir. I'm gonna put all my
Okay.
information up.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Actually, you need my orders in.
I have Rincas. I have
Okay, now
Rincas.
Oh, yeah,
he's
this is-
budging
I mean,
I'll put it on there just so you have
Big
it.
problem with being behind the yellow line, or are you? You know, the whole power of it is really, it's just really, it's. I think it's beneath resistance. Would you please check with someone?
You go, sir.
Thank you.
Would you please check with someone? No. Check with someone. Check with someone right now. Why can't you talk with someone right now?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure someone else.
I didn't bring my other phone with me.
He's the only one that's on scene.
Okay, then don't tell
Usually
me
look up
not
stuff.
to make your life hard because you're making my life
If
hard.
you go to
You're
the
not checking
LAPD
anything.
roster
Oh, well, you're not trying to, but
and
you're
look
not
up
trying to.
that guy's name, both of them, and then you get the full name.
Go through the other side, though.
They're following her around. They're afraid she's gonna cross the line. I say she goes for it. I mean, I don't want to say too much because then they're gonna claim that I was encouraging the commission of committing a crime or whatever. Who knows?
So why?
She's trying to get through. I say just run for it. Just give it a go. Oh, she might get a distraction right now because the gates are opening up on her building. Cars gonna come out when they lift this up. They're gonna have to lift up the table, and maybe she just didn't go, or at least one of them will. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand over here, make sure one person has to give some attention. Oh, he's going the wrong way. You can't go that way with it. I'm gonna try to play a little bit interference.
Hey, Peter, think twice before you're going out. Because then you can't go in. No apparent reason.
She just wants to get into the building that the guy came out of. She just wants to go right there. They're way down the block. I don't know. They're always extra. So listen, we've been out here. I've been filming for 40 minutes. This is a mental health call. There's about 20 cops. There's a helicopter overhead. Apparently, like flying way over here is gonna help the situation over there. They're just circling the situation for no other reason. You have perimeters all set up everywhere, and they are also waiting for, I'm sure, the SWAT team along with the dogs um, to clear the building. There's a lot of resources. Now they said that what happens is usually the guy is held on a 5150 charge, hold, and then released. Listen, we have a debate in LA right now. What should you do with these situations? Historically, what we do is we would just lock them up. They have something like, a mental health issue. We wait for them to commit some petty crime and then lock them up for 4 months or 6 months. That's where cycle them in, cycle them out, cycle them in that way. Now, what we said is, we need to change this so we stop criminalizing small petty crimes and also address mental health issues. So we said, let's close up the jail, let's not prosecute people for this stuff. We all held up that end of the bargain, but we haven't done is offer them services and proper services. Again, I don't know what this guy's situation is totally. I don't know if he's been offered sufficient services and he just rejects them and says, fuck it, I'm just going to smoke meth or whatever. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, in situations like this, I see it time and time again when it comes to mental health calls and calls related to narcotics, and oftentimes there's a lot of overlap because people start self-medicating. It ties up a ton of resources. These guys are going to be tied up with this all day long, right? And it can't be out there. We say, oh, well, there's other crime that should be, we need more resources. We need more cops. No, we really don't. Okay, what we need to do is make sure we don't have a situation like this where this guy ties up all these resources because he says he has a weapon. And maybe try to find some way to correct the situation where this guy can get the help that he needs. See, oftentimes you're going to kick people out of these facilities because you don't have the resources, don't have the beds. Honestly, honestly the laws sometimes maybe thought about as far as involuntary holds. It's a sensitive thing because at the end of the day, you don't want to hold anybody against their will. And listen, I speak from experience. My girlfriend has schizophrenia and is bipolar. So I've been through this. I've been through a 5150 hold. I've been through taking her to a doctor and she tore that fucking hospital up. I've been through just trying to get through the night without somebody calling 911 because she's screaming, afraid that the cops are going to come in and she see this big silhouette and she'd reach for some scissors and get shot. I think about all those things. But I also knew at that time that involuntary hold was essential because I wasn't going to make it. I went through essentially 36 hours of just trying to make it minute by minute. It's an ugly thing. This is somebody who a few months before had just run a marathon. The day before, we had gone up to Runyon Canyon. She ran the whole thing without stopping with ease. And the next day, in the middle of a mental health crisis, her legs didn't work. They just didn't function. These things are ugly. It's rough. There are no good answers. I just know that this answer right here is not the answer. Spending more and more money on police resources to address something that really needs to be addressed with a doctor isn't a good use of taxpayer dollars. It's not a good use as far as, well, listen, you're not going to get good public health results. You're not going to get good results, period. Anyway, I'm just ranting. We're going to, this shit's going to be going on for an hour or two. This incident's going to cost like $50,000 or $100,000. But how much would it cost to, say, get him the proper help he needs and medication? Sometimes I wonder with medication, rather than just helping people get their medication, have them go someplace once a month to go pick it up, maybe it's time to, like, people who are in need, who have these issues, why not deliver them daily? Deliver medication to them on a daily basis. That's the wildest thing, right? So she literally walked over to the tape and walking back. But she can't get in.
If you make the decisions, honor the decision.
I mean, he made the decision to allow her to pick up her groceries and walk back to the same position that you're at right now. She came to 1 foot away from the police line.
I'm not trying to make your life harder.
It's
I'm just showing
the
you.
logic
No,
makes
I'm
no
showing you
sense.
that you're acting in a way that does not make sense.
Just doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense.
And she was inside. She's inside the line right now. So it's like, they're both at the same point inside the line. It's just, I don't know what to say with these guys. I don't know what to say with these guys. It makes no sense. She could come out, take up her groceries, come to 1 foot away from this line, and then walk back to her house, which is closer to the crime scene and more in a direct line of fire from if this guy has a weapon. But she can't get into that building right there. These fucking cops are the biggest lunkheads. They can't think for themselves. You wonder why. Listen, honestly, do you really? Does it make sense to just piss off the community? Just to piss off the community constantly, but they do it all the time. Uh-oh. You go out, you can't come back in. That's what he said. Okay. Anyway, I'm just sitting here waiting for something. I mean, honestly, they're not the smartest guys in the world. But like I said, what I do is I like to get the cops' names, get their business cards, right? When you get their business cards, you get the serial number. Once you have a cop serial number, you go to the LAPD roster and look up their full name. Once you get their full name, once you get the full name, there's a lot of information you can get, right? First thing I do is I go and look up how much they make. I've looked up 100. I do my research. Name, look at their addresses, look up their everything, their history, their social media. Main reason I do that is the police say, "Oh, you're going to harass us." I actually don't. I really, it's actually honestly someone. You ask how much it costs to get that information. So to get their name, and you guys can walk through this right now. If I had my second phone on me, I'd do it. I just came running out of my house. But take this guy's go to the LAPD roster, right? It's not necessarily available everywhere. I'll post it, right? And you just get their serial number and their name, and it'll match it up with the full name. Once you have their full name, you go to Transparent California. Transparent California lists the pay of every public employee in California. So if you work for the government in any way in California, your pay is listed on there. So I look up the cops' pay. So, like I said, so the average LAPD officer in 2020 after overtime made $132,000. Think about that, the average. And when I say the average LAPD officer, I'm not talking about averaging in the brass, like the commanders and the captains, and not even lieutenants. I'm talking strictly police officers, one, two, threes, and sergeants. All right, they make $132,000 after overtime. Now, I was talking the other day, these front desk cops over here. So the guys that work the front desk, right? They're usually older cops who have some sort of ailment, and they put on desk duty. If you didn't have them doing that, you just had no purpose for them whatsoever. Truthfully, most cops don't like them, right? They feel that they're useless and no good. David over here, his at the station, all he focuses on is like making coffee. He talks about making coffee all the time, right? He's like a little housewife, and he makes $197,000 a year to be a receptionist at the station. My buddy Jose, he was working a NASCAR event the other day. I found out he's working by the concession stand down on ground level. Now people send me this information. He makes $192,000 a year. Gavin Newsom made $196,000 last year. The governor of California. These guys are making governor money. front desk cops making as much as a governor. Does that make any sense to you? So anyway, like I said, I do my research and I look them up. It's not to harass the cops. I think it's important information to know where cops live, how many live in LA, and how many don't. So out of looking up all these cops, I've only found 3 cops that actually live in LA. One lived downtown. One lived in, well, saying LA County, Long Beach. Another one, I know another one lives in Compton. He's pretty open and honest about that, which I give him a lot of credit for. He also polices different than most of them. But they don't live here. So I think that's valuable information to gather. How many people, because I think there's something like 30 officers, 26, that don't even live in California that work for the LAPD. Some in Idaho, some in Tennessee, quite a few in Texas. I mean, what the fuck? You know, living out of state. So why are my tax dollars as an LA resident subsidizing not just other counties, but other fucking states? Give me a fucking break. And you wonder why they don't respect our community. They don't respect our communities. They don't live here. They don't give a fuck. They go back to Texas and say, you know, I'm out there and these fucking people, they're the biggest pieces of shit out here, and just laughing about how they abuse somebody. They don't live here. This guy, he doesn't live in LA. I know where he lives too. Sounds like a type of orange. Let's put it that way. That may begin with, I'm not going to say it. They'll say, oh, he's doxing, even though I can tell you what city he was. I'm not going to tell you his address. But like I said, you know, and he's never lived in LA. Like I said, I do my research on this stuff. A lot of this stuff, listen, if it's public information in any way, I'm going to find it out. If you use me to sign up for some sort of, for something, I'm going to find it. So last week, I received a letter from Chief Moore. Chief Moore said that I filed a complaint because I asked for a cop's business card like this, and he refused. Chief Moore said, well, we didn't sustain a complaint because the officer could have done differently and we'll address it in other ways. What do you mean? You violated LAPD policy. If I ask for your fucking name, you give me a fucking name, right? It's really that simple. He refused. He's essentially saying that it's optional. I had another officer that I taped her for a month without a nameplate. I just went out and every time I saw her, I didn't say anything. I just documented the fact she wasn't wearing a nameplate and filed a complaint. They said that's non-disciplinary. Oh man, you fucked up now, bro. Just keep going, man. Oh man. I guess he doesn't go. I'm gonna go over here, see what happens.
You know what happens? And guess what? Guess what? The minute that I start walking you there, someone's gonna come out of the bushes and tell me. It always works like that.
He's not going.
It always works like that. I don't know why.
I hear the sirens now. I think I hear sirens. So this is what they do. They stand around and wait for this standing there. The next step is we're gonna hear sirens. We're gonna hear about 6 to 8 cars come. They're gonna be unmarked SUVs. They're gonna be just like these SUVs, but they're gonna be gray and white and black. And they're gonna have the canine units and the goon squads.
Just mentioning why I'm wearing a K95.
He's wearing a mask because I made him wear it.
No. Oh, if you ask me about my mask, you ask me about why am I wearing this. I swear to God. The ordinance. Surgical, okay. Yes. So I'll try to. No. See, that's why I have an extra one. That's why I have an extra one because this snap. So I have an extra one so that I can place it. But you wear it for a while. I switch it out. Oh.
Oh. poor lady. She's not gonna be able to get back in. I think it's a standoff. Some guy's having a mental health crisis, says he has a gun, so they wait for the. You know, it's not. Damn. Take care, man. He was just saying that his friend just killed himself on Christmas, so he likes to check and make sure everything's okay. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a long time. They still have to wait for the SWAT team to come.
SWAT team.
Yeah, they're gonna come with the dogs and stuff. That's the standard. You guys know this guy? At all? No?
Maybe I do, but I don't know.
Say he's tall, Hispanic guy, gray hair. They said he graffitis up the street a lot. Kind of runs up and down the street. They said it,
For sure, I'm gonna recognize the face.
I don't want to say something that's not true. And it's an ongoing
The little
investigation.
that I heard,
He did something that.
apparently this happens all the time with him. They said the cops are out here often.
because yesterday they were here also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess this time he said that he had a weapon when they approached the house. He can't say that, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Give me a second, guys.
This was your chance. That was your chance right there to just go for it.
No, I respect it. My heart goes out, man. I mean, it's not easy to be able to do his work.
I think there's a lot of valid points about just escorting. You could.
Yeah. Again, I respect it, but
Christmas going on?
look,
No.
there's a guy with a guy
A guy standoff, a guy with mental health struggles and whatnot. I guess he came out and tried breaking into somebody's car, called police, said he had a weapon, said he had to break the SWAT team.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise known as a holiday. So you're getting along more. It just sucks that he can come right here and go back, but you can't. You're in the same place.
I know.
Are you guys trying to get home too?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks so bad. At least it's not the end of the night and you're tired and stuff.
Yeah. You guys have a car? Yeah, so he's gonna go for a morning walk and then oh nice.
See, they're over here. If I were her, me personally, especially with people coming right up and walking, I would have walked back in. Like, fuck you. It's not me. Enrique's little skinny legs wasn't gonna catch him anyhow. Catch anybody.
Keep me updated.
Anyway, so yeah, we're just watching this shit. I don't know how much longer I can last with this. We got work to do. We got work to do in those legs. This guy's pulled up. He's been trying to get home. So the SWAT team, the dogs or whatever, are probably stuck in traffic. Who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Nice, good. Good.
quite honestly, I don't really see why we have to be pushed back this far anyway. You know what I'm gonna do? I only live a few blocks away from here. This phone's starting to run low. I think I might have to run home and change phones and come back. Trust me, it's gonna change. I'll be back in a few.